In this next section, we're going to look at conflict checking, or more accurately described as information disclosure. It's a required process and it's an administrative step, but it has to be done at the beginning of every case before the mediator takes any other actions to help the parties. Also note that it's an ongoing duty. The mediator has an obligation to inform the parties at any point during the case if a new relationship that's relevant to these parties comes up. The trust relationship among the parties and the mediator is crucial to the process being effective. So the mediator is required in all instances to make mandatory disclosure of any relationships or other information which may cause actual or potential conflicts of interest. In some cases, party counsel and other people who may be participating may have to make disclosures of such information. It depends upon the rules that govern the matter. Many times you'll find that even if there's nothing in the rules or the required mediation agreement forms, a mediator is going to come back and ask the parties for similar information so that his or her conflict check may be more complete. Note that a mediator has a duty to withdraw even if the parties assert to waive a claim if that relationship that the mediator has disclosed would appear to be contrary to the integrity of the mediation process. So, for example, if a mediator receives the contact information from the parties and sees that her law partner represents one of them, even if the party said, that's okay, we don't mind, that is a substantial and direct relationship, and the mediator is bound to withdraw. This is also an ongoing duty. So if a relationship comes up midway through the case, the mediator does have a duty, even if it means the parties may have to start again. There shouldn't be any taint that there's a relationship between the mediator and anyone involved in the case that could appear to be a conflict of interest. What needs to be disclosed? Any relationship or other information that constitutes a relationship that's direct, that's personal in nature, that shows a financial relationship to the outcome of the case. And when mediators make these disclosures, it should include context, so the parties know the timing. If that representation situation happened 15 years ago, it's still important to disclose that information, but put it in context because it is probably far less of an impact on the parties in the case at hand than it would be if it was ongoing or it just concluded recently. The duty to disclose has an implied condition of reasonableness. So let's take a financial interest. If the mediator receives information about a case and sees that one of the companies involved is a company in which the mediator owns some stock, if it is a substantial amount of stock that contributes to a large portion of the mediator's savings, then that probably disqualifies the mediator, and at a minimum the parties should know about it. But the duty, as I said, is reasonable. It doesn't require that a mediator go through the prospectuses of every single mutual fund to see if he or she owns a tiny percentage of the company. Also, that context element is important. For instance, a mediator discloses that she is a member of the American Institute of Architects. All of the parties involved might also be AIA members, but if the mediator sits on a committee of 15 people and one of the parties is also on that committee, it's important to give that level of detail. Obviously, the party who is also on the committee is going to recognize it, but the other side doesn't. So context, timing, and again, remember, direct, personal, and financial all have to be disclosed. And parties, counsel, and others should also contribute to this process so that it's fulsome and everyone has confidence that important disclosures have been made and reviewed.